Have you ever been working on an assignment and found it difficult to focus? What were some of the things that you did to try and concentrate? I bet listening to music was one of them. And according to MedExpert, in partnership with Colorado State University, music is one of the few activities that involves using the entire brain. It's intrinsic to all cultures and has surprising benefits not only for learning languages, improving memory and focusing attention, but also for physical coordination and development. Many people wonder if there's a specific type of music that will be most beneficial to listen to while studying, like Mozart for instance. However, there really is no set type that'll help. Psychologist Frances Rusher, whose research on music and the brain inadvertently prompt the whole play classical music to your unborn child craze, said she still believes that the right connection between music and the brain can improve certain cognitive skills, like spatial intelligence. She also says the most effective music will vary depending on the person, meaning your personal preference in music is a major factor in what will help. Some may work better with pop music playing in the background, while others work better with soft classical music. And as a student, I've researched a lot of different ways to effectively study. You would not believe the type of results I got. Some of them range from studying under classroom conditions, like sitting at a desk, or sitting in a way that you would at school, to even the most superficial stuff like chewing gum, and then when you take your test, chew the same flavor of gum, and it helps with recall. But when I saw this article about how music could help, I couldn't resist looking at it. And what caught my attention was at the very end of the article. It said, as anyone who's ever relied on Rihanna to make it through an all-night study session knows, music can beat stress. And while everyone's got a different tune preference, classical music in particular has shown to reduce anxiety and tension. So give those biology notes a soundtrack and feel at least some of the tension slide away. Today, I would like to persuade you that students can benefit from the use of personal music during study sessions as an aid for memory performance and concentration. Music does also act as a stress reliever, allowing students to calmly continue working without freaking out over the stress of school life. Some researchers think the brain function that responds to music evolved long before those related to language, says Dr. Rodrin, whose most neuroscientists believe humans develop music and dance to aid in retrieval of information. Earlier, it has been thought that listening to classical music, particularly Mozart, enhances performance on cognitive tests. However, Scheinberg, professor in the Department of Psychology at the University of Toronto, recently performed a study in 2010 that had results which showed how listening to music, any type really, that is personally enjoyable, has positive effects on cognition. In a study done in 2010 by Dr. Keith Smolsky, a Connecticut middle school teacher, he had American middle school students divided into two groups, control group and the treatment group, both containing 93 volunteer students. The students in the treatment group at a public middle school learned songs with lyrics related to the content of a 4-week cell unit in science, whereas the equally sized control group was taught the same material with traditional methods. The study's result confirmed that the majority of the students taught with music served as an effective learning tool and enhanced recall. Now, music not only helps with memory and recall, but with keeping focused and motivated with the task at hand. Ever needed to focus on work but found it hard to do on your own? Well, fret no more, because music can help with concentration. Julia Smith, a student at Colorado State University, says music engages the body's autonomic nervous system, which in basic terms mean that at some level, music controls our physiological functions and motions. The right music can serve as a fantastic stimulant that will quicken the pulse, accelerate breathing, and draw attention away from fatigue and boredom, and pretty much pump you up for some serious intellectual heavy lifting. Dr. William McCammon conducted a study in 2008 in which a total of 41 8th grade students in a public school classroom actively interacted with modern songs created to enhance the the teaching of chemistry. The focus group was conducted and filmed by the teacher. The researcher, however, was not present during the focus group. And the students in the focus group were asked 8 questions written by the researcher related to the written prompt, "How did the use of music in science class motivate you during this chapter?" The teacher sought to extract more in-depth information about how the music-based teaching affected their motivations. Students' written responses to a prompt, focus group discussions, and the following up 62 interview of the teacher allowed the researcher to construct a constant comparative method of generating a theory about the ways in which the music-based teaching affects student motivation while constantly redefining the theory as new student and teacher data were analyzed. Through this study, a product and process was developed that is now available for any 8th grade science teacher interested in using music to enhance their content. The study identifies a new area of research called music-based teaching, which results in increase in motivations for 8th grade students learning chemistry. The advantage of listening to music goes past just mental health. Along with increased recall and concentration, music can regulate your mood as well. This is useful in keeping yourself calm while working to avoid excess stress and possibly pain. Sometimes music can even act as a stress and pain reliever. In an article called The Power of Music to Reduce Stress, written by Jane Collingwood, it states that music has been used for hundreds of years to treat illnesses and to restore harmony between the mind and the body. But recently, scientific studies have attempted to measure the potential benefits of music. The studies have shown that 1, music form and structure can bring order and security to disabled and distressed children. It encourages coordination and communication, so it improves their quality of life. 2, listening to music with headphones reduces stress and anxiety in hospital patients before and after surgery. 3, music can help reduce the sensation and distress of both chronic pain and post-operative pain. 4, listening to music can relieve depression and increase self-esteem ratings in elderly people. 5, making music can reduce burnout and improve mood among nursing students. And finally, 6, music therapy significantly reduces emotional distress and boosts quality of life among adult cancer patients. Amy Novandine, former writer and communications consultant for the American Psychological Association, has done research on how music affects us and promotes health. Through her work, she has found some